The bathroom door stood ajar, and I could hear water running. Strange, Mom never used the upstairs bathroom. That belonged to my part of the house, the section I'd retreated to after losing everything, after losing Emma. I pushed the door open, and time just stopped. There was my mother, standing over the toilet, tipping the small ceramic urn, Emma's urn, as the last of the ashes swirled down the bowl. The beautiful pink and white urn my support group had helped me choose, decorated with tiny painted roses because Emma would have adored roses if she'd only lived long enough to see them. "What are you doing?" The words barely left my throat as a whisper, my brain refusing to accept what my eyes were showing it. Mom turned, not even flinching. No guilt crossed her face, just mild irritation, as if I'd walked in on her tossing out expired yogurt. "You're making the house depressing," she said flatly, placing the empty urn on the counter. "Your sister's pregnant. She doesn't need this energy." This energy. My 3-month-old daughter, reduced to energy. The empty urn slipped from my hands and shattered across the tile floor. Pink and white shards scattered everywhere, like the fragments of my heart, like the pieces of the future I'd built for Emma before she stopped breathing in her crib that morning. "SIDS," they told me. "No one's fault," they said. Just hollow words for an empty future. "You flushed my baby down the toilet." The words felt impossible even as I spoke them. "I cleaned up," Mom corrected, stepping over the broken ceramic. "It's been 4 months, Sophia. Time to move on. Bethany needs positivity for her pregnancy, not your shrine to tragedy." Shrine to tragedy. The little memorial shelf in my room, Emma's photo, her hospital bracelet, the tiny outfit she never got to wear home, and the urn that held everything left of her physical form. I turned and walked out, down the stairs, past the living room where Dad sat watching TV, oblivious. Into the kitchen, where I picked up his phone from the counter. "What are you doing?" Mom followed me, her voice suddenly sharp. She knew that tone, the calm that comes right before devastation. I didn't answer. Instead, I pulled up the video I'd recorded on my phone 2 minutes earlier, having started at the moment I heard water running in my bathroom. The video that showed everything through the cracked door. Her opening the urn. Pouring my daughter's ashes into the toilet. Flushing. The casual cruelty of every second. I sent it to myself from Dad's phone, then to my cloud storage, then to my friend Marina who worked at the funeral home. Evidence scattered like digital breadcrumbs, impossible to erase. Sophia, put the phone down. Dad had appeared, game paused, finally sensing something was wrong. She flushed Emma's ashes down the toilet, I said, almost conversationally, still working. Now I was Googling, because Bethany's pregnant and my dead baby is bad energy. She did what? Dad's face went white. It was time, Mom insisted. That urn sitting there, reminding everyone of death. Bethany needs to prepare for motherhood in a house where baby's ashes get flushed down toilets? I asked. That's the energy she needs? Don't twist this, Mom snapped. You know what I meant. I know exactly what you meant. I found what I was looking for, the number for the local news station, the one that had covered Emma's story when she died. The young single mother. The SIDS tragedy. The community that rallied around us. They'd be very interested in the update. Who are you calling? Dad demanded. Channel 7. They did that beautiful piece on Emma, remember? I think they'll want to know what happened to the baby they featured. You wouldn't. Mom's face shifted from annoyed to afraid. Wouldn't I? I hit call. Hello, KTVU? This is Sophia Reeves. You featured my daughter Emma's story 4 months ago. Yes, the SIDS case. I have an update you might find interesting. My mother just flushed my baby's ashes down the toilet because my sister is pregnant and she didn't like the energy. The reporter's sharp intake of breath was audible even from where my parents stood. She what? I have video, I continued. Would you like me to send it? Hang up, Dad commanded. Hang up right now. Yes, please send it, the reporter said quickly. Are you willing to go on record? Absolutely. I'm at my parents' house right now. I gave them the address. They might try to make me leave before you arrive. We're on our way. I hung up and immediately called Officer Martinez, the one who'd responded the night Emma died. He'd been kind, checked on me twice since then. He answered on the second ring. Sophia? Everything okay? My mother flushed my baby's ashes down the toilet. I have video evidence. Is there a law? Silence. Then, improper disposal of human remains is a misdemeanor in California. Destruction of property, since the ashes were yours. I'm coming over. Thank you. What have you done? Mom screamed. Exactly what you did, I replied. Made it public. If you can flush my daughter down the toilet, I can flush your reputation down the drain. Bethany appeared at the top of the stairs, 7 months pregnant, hand on her belly. What's all the noise? Mom flushed Emma's ashes down the toilet, I called up. To protect your pregnancy energy. Bethany's face cycled through several expressions before landing on horror. She what? It was for you, Mom said quickly. All that death, that sadness. It's not good for the baby. You flushed my niece down the toilet for me? Bethany came down those stairs faster than any pregnant woman should. Are you insane? It wasn't like that. I watched the video, I interrupted, holding up Dad's phone. It was exactly like that. Video? Bethany asked. I showed her. Watched her face crumble as she saw her mother casually destroying the last remains of my daughter. Heard her gasp as Mom flushed and said, there. All clean. Oh my God, Bethany whispered. Oh my God, Mom. I was protecting you. From what? From grief? From reality? From remembering that babies sometimes die? Bethany's voice rose with each word. What happens if something goes wrong with mine? Will you flush those ashes too? Don't say that. Mom looked genuinely shocked. Your baby will be fine. Emma was supposed to be fine too, I shouted. She was perfect. 10 fingers, 10 toes, dimples when she smiled. And then she wasn't fine. She was gone. And now she's gone again, because you decided my grief was inconvenient. Dad tried to take control. Everyone calm down. We can discuss this rationally. Rationally? I laughed, sharp and bitter. Your wife flushed your granddaughter down the toilet. What's the rational response to that? The doorbell rang. Officer Martinez stood there, notepad out, face grim. Behind him, I could see the news van pulling up. Ma'am, he said to me gently, I need to see the video and take your statement. I showed him everything, the broken urn, the video, the empty shelf where Emma's ashes had once sat. He took photos, made notes, his jaw tight with controlled anger. Mrs. Reeves, he turned to my mother, I need you to explain why you destroyed human remains. They're just ashes, she said, but her voice wavered now. It's not like, they're human remains, he corrected. Of a minor child, destroyed without permission from the next of kin. That's a crime. The news crew was setting up on the lawn. Neighbors were starting to notice. Mom's carefully maintained image was cracking, just like the urn on the bathroom floor. This is ridiculous, Dad blustered. Arresting someone over, I haven't arrested anyone yet, Officer Martinez said. But destroying human remains, theft of property, and what could be considered malicious destruction of property are all charges the DA could pursue. I want to press charges, I said clearly. All of them. You can't be serious, Mom whispered. You flushed my baby, I said. I've never been more serious about anything in my life. Bethany was crying now, both hands on her belly. I can't believe you did this for me. I never asked for this. I loved Emma. I loved that she was here, even in the urn. She was family. Family, I repeated. Mom, you just flushed family down the toilet. The reporter approached carefully, professionally. Ms. Reeves, I'm Janet Chen from Channel 7. Are you ready to talk? Yes, I said. Let me tell you about my daughter, Emma. She lived for 93 days. She smiled at 60 days. She laughed at 75. She died at 93. And today, 120 days after her death, my mother flushed her ashes down the toilet because my sister's pregnancy was more important than my daughter's memory. The camera rolled. I spoke clearly, holding Emma's photo, the one I always carried. Behind me, Officer Martinez was reading Mom her rights. Dad was on the phone with a lawyer. Bethany was throwing up in the bushes, the stress too much for her pregnant body. But I kept talking about Emma. About grief. About the cruelty of deciding someone else's pain has an expiration date. That story aired that night. By morning, it was national. Grandmother flushes baby's ashes became the headline that destroyed my parents' life as thoroughly as Mom had destroyed mine. Dad's real estate business crumbled. Who wants to buy a house from the man whose wife flushed a baby? Mom's charity positions evaporated. Their church asked them to take a break from attending. Bethany went into early labor from the stress, delivering a healthy but premature son who would never know his grandmother, because she couldn't come within 500 feet of any of us, thanks to the restraining order. I moved out that same night, staying with Marina until I found an apartment. I never went back to that house. Let them live with the ghost of what they'd done. Let them use that bathroom and remember. 6 months later, I held a memorial service for Emma at the beach. All the people who truly loved her came. We spread flower petals into the ocean, because I couldn't spread her ashes. Her ashes were somewhere in the city sewage system by then, mixed with waste and chemicals and other discarded things. But Emma wasn't discarded. She was remembered. Loved. Honored. And the woman who tried to flush that love away? She was the one who got arrested. Not with water and a handle, but with truth and consequences. They say you can't flush a person down the toilet. They're wrong. My mother did it to Emma. So I did it to her. The difference? My mother used a toilet. I used the truth.